Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Breath of Adventure. We've got another product review, the Aoocci C6 Series Pro navigation system for your motorcycle. Aoocci was kind enough to reach out to see if I would put this to a thrashing. I didn't have to buy it, they didn't send me any money, all they want is a hardcore, honest review. I spent a lot of time off-road in the backwoods, navigating unfamiliar terrain, and it's always nice to have a map helping to lead to our destination. So we're gonna put this to a hardcore review. We're gonna see how everything works, front and rear facing cameras, tire pressure sensors, and even an onboard handlebar remote. Seems pretty fancy, seems pretty cool, but we'll put it to a thrashing and then you can decide whether this is the right screen for your dual sport. Before getting into installing, let's see what's inside the box. Aoocci C6 Series GPS for your motorcycle. Right off the bat, the box seems a little heavy. I was surprised when it came in the mail of the weight. I know that there's a lot of components with this GPS system, including front and rear facing cameras, tire pressure sensors, and a lot of different mounting accessories. 7-inch screen with a bunch of wires on the back. We have a power, a remote control, and a front and rear facing camera with the screw gates. Handlebar remote control, which is for ending and making calls, changing front and rear facing cameras with an arrangement of different spacers for mounting to your handlebar depending on what diameter of bars you have on your bike. You can choose to use it or you can choose not to. Main mounting device and provided hardware for mounting to the bars. Looks as though it comes with security screws so people can't just take it off the bike, and lots of adjustability with the ball style mount. Front and rear tire pressure sensors labeled. They have a little R and an F imprinted on the tops of them, which just screw onto your valves. Front and rear mounting cameras with the provided hardware, some sticky pads, some zip ties to help you mount to different areas of the bike. Extended wires for the front and rear facing cameras. Into the power options, you have your hardwired fused battery terminal for a direct connection. They do suggest putting to an auxiliary power so you don't kill your battery. And it looks like they also give you a USB plug, which is nice for me because I have a switch at the front of my bike. They also provide a 64 gigabyte memory card, which is nice. This would be for storing map information or any of the recordings from the dash cam. And finally, a sun visor to go onto the top of the main screen. All right, everything is installed. Front camera, rear camera, tire pressure sensors, the mount, the power cords. I'm not hooking up the remote. I don't have enough space over here. I'd rather just use the screen so you can look at somebody else's video with the remote, but it's sitting right there. But I'm not putting it on. I'm gonna just test run this and see how this runs as it is. Check out the cameras, the tire pressure sensors, and we'll make a good review out of here. In the daytime, sun's coming through the trees. Brightness is good. And they say you can change this logo to your own personal logo by uploading on the memory card, I believe. Even in the daytime here, you can see the reflection, but it's still very visible. And we've got driving recorder, rear camera, front camera, split view, home, brings you back. Interconnect is the connect to the phone. We got Apple CarPlay, we got Android Auto, back to home. We've got the date, the time, tire pressure sensor, and temperature, which is pretty cool. Be fairly accurate on those readings, 27 PSI and 28. Replay, I don't have the SD card in, but would be to be replaying the videos that you have taken on the recorder. So I'll have to put that in. We've got volume button, we've got Bluetooth button, we have settings. Quite impressed with the amount of settings. Super easy layout, language, time, speed units, phone, Wi-Fi. Bunch of different settings. So my initial thoughts of the C6 is it's a very nice head unit. It's a nice shape, super clear, super bright. It's got your CarPlay and your Android Auto that just mirrors your phone. You know, the additional features of the Aoocci is front and rear facing cameras, and then the tire pressure sensors, which are really cool features to have on your bike if that's something that you're looking to add. For me and the type of off-road riding that I do, it's not really that suitable. The tire pressure sensors are a great indicator to have on your bike, but with the amount of off-road riding that I do, mud, rocks, I just feel like it's more of a vulnerability to have those plastic sensors on the valve stems. You know, you are running a risk that you might break one off and jeopardize your valve stem. They might get smashed up in rocks. It's hard to say, right? And for someone such as myself, I'm super hardcore on my tire pressures. I always have a gauge with me. I'm always alternating the pressures, right? So it's not something I need to keep an eye on. If you're looking to have a live map while you're riding, this works perfect. If you want all the bells and whistles, this is perfect as well. So it's, you know, it really comes with a bunch of features. I think the most important thing when it comes to purchasing one of these GPS or navigation screens is what's going to best fit on the dash or handlebars of your bike. Like I've said, this one is kind of protruding a little bit. It's a little bit bigger than I need. It's super nice. And on some of the other bigger bikes that have more space up here, it would probably fit in a little bit better than on the DR650. Yeah, overall, for the price point, it's a great system. You're saving your phone. Your phone can stay in your pocket or in your bag and not jeopardize it. Run your Spotify, get notifications. You can run Gaia Maps, Google Maps, everything, right? The cameras are cool. Fortunately, my back camera is falling off. If I were to list the pros of this unit, well, front and rear facing cameras is pretty cool. Your tire pressure monitoring system, that's a pro. Your ability to hardwire or USB is good. It has the sun visor, which you can take on or off. The quick connect gates, the screw gates to keep all the elements out, that's a good bonus. And everything seems to work very smoothly and efficiently, especially even with the gloves on. The cons of the unit for me, I would say, is the size. It's a little bit too big for my dash. The entire unit seemed to be a bit heavy in the box. Like, that was one of the first impressions I had when it came in the mail. I was like, whoa, this thing is actually quite heavy. The mounting bracket, I'm not a huge fan of. It's like an aluminum bar grip with the small swivel ball. I think it's okay if you're doing some mediocre riding, but the amount of off-road heavy hitting riding that I do on this bike, I feel like this thing would just move around a lot. If you're interested in this Aoocci and you want a little bit of a discount, I've got a code in the description thanks to Aoocci, and a little bit comes back to the channel, so that always helps out. Put it into some fuel and some new tires and keep the adventure going. If you end up getting one of these screens, let me know your experience in the comments. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Ooh, look at that sunset. In the future, I will do a direct comparison between the Aoocci C6 and the CarPlay 502, which is normally mounted right here in my dash. They're very similar, just different screens and different features. I hope this helps you decide whether or not you want to buy one of these units for your bike. Make sure you ride to live another day, and we'll see you on the next one.